Okay, today's lesson, if we can call it that. People often ask me if I could show them Zach and Sarah, and I have a few times. Like on, I once taught this song on GarageBand, early GarageBand lessons that used to be associated with the software. I did that, and we went through it, and it took days. And I've showed it to people on Patreon on Over the Shoulder, which is like this. Like it's the same thing as this, and I go through the ins and outs of a song, stories about it, how it developed, and also, the chords, the voice leading, all kinds of stuff. Now, this is supposed to sort of be a lesson for kids, the way that I see it, a half hour on the half hour lesson for kiddies. But let's. This is a little bit more of an adult lesson here. Also, comparing notes. Like you may be a lot better piano player than me, but it's always helpful to check back in with things you need reminding of, and also to see how someone else thinks of it. And you're definitely never too experienced to learn a thing. So I share notes in case it's helpful. Okay, the reason Zach and Sarah is helpful to me, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but the reason that it's helpful is because when I recorded it, I did what it took to record it, and it was fine. So I may have punched in some. I screw up a lot. That's just part of my brand. And when I started touring, especially solo, I quickly found that it was hard. It wasn't sustainable for me to just do that forever. Hurt. So why did it hurt, and why wasn't that sustainable? That is at the center of technique, okay? And hopefully you can apply this to all kinds of other stuff. Now, if you're a parent, your kid's starting to learn a couple of scales, arpeggios, some difficult passages, then I think you can probably get this idea into their head. If you're a musician of as much experience as me, maybe you need to think about it a little bit like I did. Okay, I got to tour, reality check, I couldn't do it as well. So what I noticed is I took on a lot of tension I didn't need to. That's the first thing. And technique to me is using as much energy as it takes to actually accomplish the music, but using as little energy that you don't need. And you recruit all these muscles. You recruit all this thought, all this tension. I recruit a lot here in the shoulder. It's just part of what happens to me, and it's a natural human thing to recruit. So you might even recruit in your jaw, or you might clench your butt cheeks or something. You'll do something that you don't need. Now, I will make a little exception on this technique idea here, in that sometimes there is a recruitment of a muscle that is theatrical to you. Now, usually you can wean yourself off of that, but there is often like a shape that you might assume, or some almost theatrical tension that is like really illuminates the phrasing or the vibe or something about it that you need. So look, if you need that, try to do without it, but sometimes you find that it's, so I don't like to make rules. There are exceptions. Okay, Zach and Sarah, what was my problem and how might it apply to you? Okay, well, first of all, it's to be played pretty hard. You have to kind of hit it hard. So when you first hit, this is the it's a one-way downward arpeggio. F, C, A, E flat, and then this is a B flat chord, E, B flat, F, then D flat, making it minor. Okay, so when you first hit that, in order that your hand doesn't fall all over the place, of course, you do a fast twitch of tension. That's fine. Don't ignore these things. Like, you got to brace sometimes in a way, but then you got to let go of it. You don't need to stay braced. So here's what I suggest, and here's what helped with me a lot. Hit the note and then stay there. Just stay on the note and notice all the stuff that's tense. Maybe it's your jaw, maybe it's your butt cheeks, maybe it's your legs or So lots of stuff you don't need. Think about it. Okay. Also, right around here, fingers aren't completely independent of each other. They're all there's, I don't know why, but there's a lot of nerve shizzle and ligament shizzle going on, So hit your F and then relax. Take your time. Hit the finger. That's okay, little fella. You can go to sleep. Yeah, we don't need you. But don't put the pinky to sleep. He's got to stay in it. He's got to make the effort. Now, when you tell someone just to relax, that's a terrible cue. Well, I'm going to do that. No, you don't relax. You relax the things you don't need. So I think you see where I'm going. Hit the note. Relax everything that you can while keeping the weight into the note. You got to keep it attached. Now, when you hit your next note, your pinky has been working. So suddenly your pinky might think, I'm going to go to do the T pinky. But you gotta relax it. Or you have to, sometimes you can let them, this is a bass guitar thing. If you're playing with these two fingers, let these two move with it, okay? I'm just going to let you apply that as you need to the piano or other instruments. But the truth is that trying to keep these still and using this one is actually more energy than you need to do. You can let them dangle a little bit, right? You see that those are moving together. Okay. Hope I'm not boring or losing anyone here. I think this is helpful. So here, I think you can tell where this goes. Relax everything. Hit that. Remind that guy to go to sleep. Relax as much as you can. Notice what goes along with this and don't fight it too much. Same thing with the thumb. Thumb's easiest because it kind of goes up. There's a natural line. I think you can kind of put the other, it's independent. Put those to sleep. Practice it only as fast as you can put the other extra bits to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You send them home as soon as you've used them. Brace, shut up. Brace, shut up. Go back to sleep. Brace, go home. We don't need you. Go back to sleep. But you use the thing that you need, okay? That works in a scale. Relax. Okay, and then you realize, okay, I've got to make that cross. So let that be part of the energy. Maybe you need to roll. You can always do that. With Zach and Sarah, that's a theatrically exaggerated roll, but it can really come in handy. If you tape these things, record it on a little voice note or something, you may notice it's going, you might be leaving one out, or accenting one too much. So pay attention to that and then go back and do it again. That applies for almost anything. I'll show you one other thing. This is not for you to learn so much as just one thing that really gave me a hard time, and that was the intro to my a third movement of my piano concerto, which goes. I had to slow it down, doing exactly what I showed you on Zach and Sarah, because really what I had to break it down to was realize is I was trying to do it like a drummer, which is helpful sometimes, which requires tensing up everywhere, right? Didn't need to do that. Instead, what's the left hand doing? Easy. That's not fast. Thing is on the off beats, so coordinating those off beats requires some thought. So I had to go. Every day I would speed it up maybe one click. Seriously, I spent 3 weeks on that. And I went really slowly so I could train my brain and my body to put the things to rest that it didn't need. That's a long lesson for you there for one thing. Here's what Zach and Sarah looks like so you can look at it and play it back if you're one of those people who likes to kind of see how it's working and work it out for yourself. I often do that or that. That's basically it. All right. Ended on a bad note. Let's go back to music